Last week, I went and saw Godzilla vs. Kong, and Godzilla sucks. Let's not play around here. When America gets a hold of him, we ruin it with big and loud nonsense. We've seen this all the way back, since like 1998, I think, with the Godzilla that had Ferris Bueller in it. And then again with Godzilla in 2014, and then in 2019, King of the Monsters. That was okay because there's more monsters and a lot of fighting. But a lot of the times they ruin it with scientist says this, military says that, and then there's that Millie Bobby Brown trying to do her own thing or whatever. Millie Bobby Brown's she's alright in this new movie, but now when we look at Kong, he's the protagonist with a backstory and emotion, and in Skull Island, he was great. That movie was actually, one of my favorite movies from 2017. The human characters were hilarious, and the story actually made sense, and everyone was where they needed to be at that time. They make Godzilla look like a real scumbag here. He comes to wreck Kong on multiple occasions with the thin veil that their kind has been at odds forever. Apparently there are two alphas and there could only be one of them. But the fights were epic. We have one in the middle of the ocean on some military, battleships. And that was, Godzilla's territory. He's a lizard kind of thing that could swim in water. So Kong was really out of his element there. But it was actually really enjoyable, and I felt like they each had an upper hand at one point or another in the fight. There were some really cool camera tricks in this scene. One in particular was when the camera, it literally did a 360-degree barrel roll, and I thought that was so cool. In one of the other fights in Hong Kong, that one really blew my mind because usually we know how it goes with monster movies. The color palette is green and brown, kind of like Hobbit movies and Lord of the Rings. But I guess, they chose Hong Kong because of the skyscrapers, and it had some nice purples and oranges and reds, all bouncing off Godzilla and King Kong. Plus, it was a great fight overall. Even Godzilla is cool in this fight, with his atomic breath. That's just so cool. There's this one part where he shoots his atomic breath straight through the mantle and the crust of the earth. And well, if you guys go see this movie, which I hope you do, you'll see where that takes us. And that's just cool all on its own. It's big, dumb, stupid fun. I think that one reason he isn't handled so well in America is because, he's not an American creation. In Japan in 1954, he was the physical symbol of atomic fear when the US bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki. We even remade that movie 2 years later and added scenes with an American actor.
Godzilla, King of the Monsters, alive, surging up from the depths of the sea on a tidal wave of terror to wreak vengeance on mankind.
The American remake of that movie. I've seen some parts of the first Godzilla from Japan, and I think that one's actually, pretty good for what it is at that time. That definitely was a little bit more, doctor says this, scientist says this, army man says this. But I think that fit perfectly for Japan in the 1950s after coming out of a war. Overall, I had a very fun time at Godzilla vs. Kong. It was fast, it was fun. It felt like I was there for just a blip. I was enjoying it so much. I was cheering. So I think you should really go check it out. It should be in theaters. It should be on HBO Max. So go give it a watch and tell me what you think. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, remember to like and subscribe. And also check out one of my other videos about NFTs, which I think was pretty good. And also check Apollo Times out on Instagram and TikTok, where I do movie edits, which I think are pretty good. So check those out, and I'll see you later.